What's up? What's up? YouTube finance in the house, chilling with Unc. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Ah, boy, it's been a long day. Hold up, let me get my stuff right. Gotta get my stuff right. It's been a long day. Gotta get my studio together. Y'all bear with me. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right. All right. Yeah. Uh, it's been a long day, y'all. It's been a long day, and I decided to come on here and have a little chat. Um, I was supposed to do a video yesterday, resurrection, uh, resurrection day, and yesterday was a beautiful day. I felt blessed and honored just to think of the sacrifice that was made for me in my life. It just was a blessed day. You know, I I really didn't just. I mean, I just took the time and just relaxed yesterday. It was a pretty good day, but today has just been one of those days where my spirit's been kind of down. You know, already, and I know what it is. You know, I I I know what it is because I've been here before. It's like when you start trying to work towards getting yourself together, improving, and things start to look up for you. It's like the devil try to slide in to try to, you know, make you look at maybe the negative things that's going on in your life, and you begin to focus on that versus being happy and grateful for all of the blessings. Like, it went from a beautiful day yesterday to a day of despair, sadness today. And I said, I need to talk about this. I see somebody said hi down here. Who's this? Gabrielle. Hey, how you doing? Bear with me now. I ain't even bring my glasses in here. I forgot. I ain't. I get them. But how you doing? Um, my topic is uh, you are not a loser, and the reason I came with that is because when you go through certain things in life, especially when you find yourself to the point where you're running into dead ends, um, things ain't working out quite the way that you want them to. It could be your relationship, it could be job, just life in general. It's a saying, life be lifing. So when life start lifing and you're not really happy with how things is going, you know, it can be overwhelming, you know. And if you're not careful, it can bring down a spirit of depression and sadness, you know. And the crazy thing about it is it seems like when you're going through those times, um, you also think about people that you lost. It's like all of that just start to come down on you all at once. And it makes you feel really sad. And it's just been one of those days, like, just when you think you over something, you know, or over you get over a loss. It really wasn't even about a loss. I'm still dealing with the situation with my brother after my brother passed away, but it really wasn't about that. It's just with me today, it was um, just wanting my life to be better than what it is. Like when I look back and I think about all of the plans that I had in my younger years, and I figure by now, I should be, further along than what I am. Even though things happen in life, things happen that wind up setting you back. You make mistakes that wind up setting you back, and you go forward and you think, if I would have did this thing different, I would have been better off. If I would have went and did that different, I would have been better off. But sometimes things happen the way it's supposed to happen. And when you're going through these situations and ordeals, it really it don't feel like it's supposed to be that way, but in a sense it is. Maybe uh, God is trying to protect you in some kind of way. If you would have stayed on the path that you was on, maybe it was danger, you know. Or, just sometimes you just gotta fall. You just gotta fall because many times in my life, I've been given direction and I chose to do something else. So when it didn't work out and I wound up falling, I knew why because I already had the instruction to do this, but I chose to do that. But today, it's I don't know, it's just things are just man, I just been really feeling bad today. Like, you know, um, you know, I have my children. They live like 500-600 miles away, and I don't get to see them as often as I like. I have a new grandson, my first and only grandson. 600 miles away, and it bothers me sometimes. It bothers me sometimes that we can't get together as much as I like. You know, uh, but I have to realize, my girls they work. They uh, my daughter, my grandson, they a single family home, like they be on their grind, and a lot of times, it's hard for them to keep up with old dad, and I'm not, I don't want to crash nobody's life. They young, they living. I remember when I was their age, like, I really wasn't about sitting still. I was just about, just having fun and just living life, you know. And I just only wish that I would have uh, listened sometimes when God was speaking to me and chose, you know, a better path. But like I said, things happen, you know. Like you work on a job, you don't expect to, you know, get hurt and it just take a complete uh, big piece out of your life, out of your plans. When you get hurt and you injured, especially to the point where you're not able to really go back out there like that again, it really interrupts the flow that you have as far as your future plans. But this is one of the reasons that I try to talk to my kids and that I'm on YouTube now because if while I was in my younger years, if I would have did what I should have done as far as um, saving and preparing for my future, things like that. Like when I was young, I was just reckless. I would just spend, spend, spend. I had a really, really good job. Like I'm gonna tell y'all the story about that too. How I lost out on the opportunity at a young age to have my own business, but because I was so all over the place with my finances and blowing everything, just having fun, and I missed out on a golden opportunity. But I'll tell a story about that after a while. But anyway, today I'm gonna try to stay on point. I don't want to go all over the place. Today, I want to try to be an encouragement to somebody. I want to try to just get this off my chest because, like I said, I've been feeling some kind of way. I've been feeling bad today, really bad, and I know it's a lot of people out here hurting, a lot of people dealing with, um, dealing with hurt, pain. Um, it's a lot going on in our country. I just watched a news outlet that was speaking about a 53-year-old woman was so stressed about losing her job working for Social Security with all of the cuts and everything. She went to work and she had been stressing. Her family said she'd been stressing, worried about her being next to be let go. She went to work and passed out and passed away right on the job. And it's that's terrible. That's terrible to be that stressed, to be on edge like that. And I just think it's good. It's good to talk about these things. When you're having these issues, it's not good to hold it inside. It's good to have a conversation. It's good to talk about things. Let me check this thing out real quick. I see somebody else here. Alex. What's up, Alex? Thanks for joining, man. How you doing? Well, I don't even know if you're a man, but what's up? What's up? But I appreciate y'all checking in with me and sticking by. But like I said, I was thinking about, the devil tried to put in my head today because I'm not where I plan to be in my life. I started feeling low. I started getting down on myself. It started feeling like I'm losing, you know. And I had to be reminded that, that's not the case. You know, sometimes delay is not rejection. Sometimes you have to wait. I tell my girlfriend all the time, like sometimes in life you you get stuck at a stop sign. But if you know anything about a stop sign, eventually you're going to get your chance to go. But you can't rush out of there, or you're going to wind up getting hit. So you just got to wait until you get a clearance to go. And pretty much that's how things is. That's how things go sometimes in life. Like you have a plan, like you got some real big plans on the other side of that road over there. If you can just get over there, and sometimes even in real life, like you find yourself at a stop sign, like dang, this traffic is so heavy. I'll be glad when I get an opportunity to get across this road. Life is the same way, but when you make it over to the other side of the road, you realize sometimes you realize why you were sitting in that one spot for so long the way you was. A lot of times it be because God wanted to protect you. It was some kind of danger that he was trying to prevent. Now me, like I'm itching to get down the highway. I'm itching to get on the road and get down to Baltimore to see my kids. But every time I make a plan for it, it's like always some kind of delay. Something wind up happening, like something come up. And it bothers me. It bothers me, you know. And I can recall one time, so far one time, uh, I had a plan to catch a train and go up there. I had a plan to catch a train, an Amtrak train, to go up there to Baltimore to see my family, and that train wound up derailing. I heard that on the news that night. That train wound up derailing, and I canceled that plan. I canceled that plan at the last minute. I wound up losing money and everything for my hotel and everything. It just I didn't have my stuff right, like everything was all wrong, and I canceled that plan at the last minute. And sure enough, that train wound up derailing. I don't know the details on it or whether anybody got hurt or anything like that. God forbid they did, but that train derailed. And I'm saying I was supposed to be on that train. That's crazy. And I've seen different times like that happen. Like if y'all look at some of my other videos, I speak on growing up, like basketball was like my second life. Like I could work and get off of work and go out there and play basketball till 12, 1 o'clock, get a couple hours worth of sleep, and go back to work and do it all over again. Like it was part of my daily activity. And, one time, speaking of this delay situation, I'm going to bring this story up. One time I was planning to go play some basketball. Like we used to always get together and go on and meet up at the park. And we had a plan to meet at the park. But this particular day, it was so many delays. Like I just dumb stuff just kept happening. I forgot my basketball. I had to go back home to get my basketball. I walk a block, had to go back home to get my basketball. Start out again. Then I forgot my water. I forgot this. Like it was so many delays to the point. And then it was the time of year where the it get dark quicker. So when it was all said and done, I said, man, I ain't going. I ain't going. But because by the time I walked down there to the park, which would have took me about 20 minutes to walk down there, shoot, I probably only be able to get in a game or two, and it's going to be dark. So I said, forget it. I ain't going. That's totally not like me because every day I was playing basketball. Sure enough, and what make it so bad? Like I never watched the news. I didn't believe in keeping up with the news and stuff like that. Like I was silly. I ain't believe in none of that. Keeping up, I keep up with stuff real good now, but back then I didn't. But just so happened this day the news came on, and I didn't change the channel, and sure enough, it was a shooting at that basketball court, and like four people was taken out. And what make it so bad, that particular basketball court was the type where you had nowhere to run. They had high fences all around, and there was only one way in and out. So there was nowhere to run. And I saw that, and my heart dropped. Like, oh. And immediately I started getting worried about, my friends that, would go down to the court. But I reached out to everybody, and because I didn't come by and get them like I usually do, they didn't go to the court. So it was none of my family or friends was at the park when it got shot up that day. But that messed me up. That messed me up. But because of where I came from, because of the faith that I have and the background, I knew that delay, God was trying to protect me, and He protected me in that instance. So that's why I say now, like you find yourself in life, and you at a standstill. You know, don't beat yourself up too bad. Don't beat yourself up too bad. Just pray, ask God for guidance, ask God for patience to help you to be able to cope until He take you to the next level. And when He take you to the next level, it's not going to be no delays. You know, it's not going to be anything that's going to hinder you. Like you're going to be full force, full, straight ahead. So, like I said, I was feeling real down today, and I had to think. I had to think. I had to remember. You know, just because things is not the way that I want it to be, don't mean that things is not good. Like when I look around and I think about the blessings that I do have, even this YouTube, I set up my YouTube channel 3 years ago. And I said, I'm gonna start YouTube. I'm gonna do this YouTube. Because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a true fan of YouTube. Like I have people that I watch like any chance I get, I watch them. Families, like I really dig it, right? I know that's an old word, but I like it. And I said, I'm gonna start it, but I had this fear, like, dang, I didn't want to be, I I never was the type of person that wanted to be the center of attention. Even though growing up, I sang in church, and my pastor would always call me up there to sing. Like, and I would be so nervous, sweating, and my glasses running down my nose. Like it was a mess. But I I did that for so many years that I kind of loosened up a little. But when you talk about YouTube, you're talking about a way bigger stage than a church with what, probably 50 or 60 people. It's a big difference. It's a bigger stage. So, and I was afraid. Like I hesitated. But something told me, I think I'm like a month and a half in. Something told me, do it. Do it. Like seriously, man, y'all wouldn't believe the things that I've been through. Y'all wouldn't believe the testimonies that I have. Like all I want is to be able to touch somebody with my stories, help somebody, somebody, like I said in some of my previous videos. Listen, everybody don't have the privilege of having a father, an uncle, somebody that's going to be encouraging, somebody that can, give them advice, somebody that they can listen to and learn from their story, and try not to make some of the same mistakes. Like I was I was kind of lucky. I had a couple of uncles that taught me some things. Like I didn't have my father in my life, but I did have a couple of uncles that, taught me some things, and I'm very grateful. Like all of them has passed away except one, and he's still around, But I thank God for those talks they had with me, and I'm glad that I wasn't the type of person. And see, this is a problem with a lot of young people, and I'm praying that, listen, if you got somebody older trying to talk to you and trying to help you have some direction, listen. I ain't saying that you got to do everything that they tell you to do, because I did. But listen, sometimes those lessons that those older folks got to tell you can be like the best thing to help you to be able to prosper. It could save your life, you know. And that's why I'm here. I said I'm going on here. I'm going to tell my stories. Um, Today ain't really wasn't really a day to tell a past story, but I did tell a story about what happened with me on the basketball court. But it was in relations to what's going on now. You know, delay the delays that you have in life is not always a bad thing. You know, sometimes it's something that's good for you. Something that's good for you, and that's going to work out on your behalf. I see I got a couple more people. Let me see if I can get some. Hold on, I done lost my. I apologize. I didn't bring my glasses in here with me, y'all. I ain't trying to cut away and go running in and try to figure out where I laid them down. I'm careless like that when it comes to my glasses. I sit them down somewhere instead of put them in a case. All right, let's see what I got. All right, here we go. Trying to keep up with the comments on here. Let's see. Oh, somebody said, I'm sorry. Who was that? Jay? No, it's all good. It's all good. You don't have to be sorry. Listen, everything that we go through in life is for a reason. Even the delays, you know, the heartbreaks, um, it's for a reason. Like it don't feel good, of course. It don't feel good, and it's not what you really want. But when it all works out and when it all comes together, you're gonna look back at it and say, okay, I see why. I see why that happened like that. Like I was saying, the train incidents when I was supposed to catch that train. Like I don't think nobody got hurt, but who's to say if I was on there if it would have been something different? Like it wasn't meant for me to be on that train. It wasn't meant for me to be on that basketball court that particular day. And right now, in my life right now, like I'm wanting this and I'm wanting that, and it's just not meant for me to have it right now. But mentally, it was bothering me. It was bothering me that um, that I was not um, where I want to be right now. Like, and a lot of it is mistakes that I made in the past, being reckless. But then some of it is just God delaying things, like protection. So I just want to be able to, be here. I call myself Unc for a reason. A lot of people don't have no Unc or somebody that they can go to and say, you know what, that guy, he talks some good stuff. I appreciate, what he had to say, and you know, I'm gonna try to do things different for myself. Now I ain't gonna say that I ain't still a little bit nervous dealing with this being in front of this, crowd or whatever, but I'm getting better at it. Like if you go back and look at my first video, Lord have mercy. I don't know why I ain't why I didn't bring that down. Like I was so nervous behind it. But anyway, I just wanted to come and talk about that, like because like I said, it's a lot of people that's lonely. It's a lot of people that's depressed, sad, hurting. Like I've been through all of those emotions, and I still deal with grieving. People are grieving. I saw a YouTuber. It's not one that I usually watch. My girlfriend, I think, watches her from time to time, and I just caught a glimpse where she just lost her mom. You know, I still have my mom, and I try to be thankful for that. My father is gone, but I still have my mom, and I try to do what I can to try to be there for her, to try to look out for her. as much as I can. And you know, I made a video earlier where I was talking about. I feel like my nose is trying to run. I'm sorry. I don't think it is, but I don't want y'all to be seeing my nose running. I got the air conditioner on here. My girlfriend is doing dialysis in the back, and it's got to be cool, a semi-cool temperature. So, but for me, I don't know. It don't usually bother me, but it just want to wait till I get on live to be try to mess with my body. But like I said, I try to be there for my mom, and you know, the people that's in my life that depends on me. I try to be there for them, like in any way that I can, you know, including my kids, you know, and I realize, young people, they be on their own, they be in their own mode, like they want to have fun and this and that and other. And I don't blame you. I did the same thing, but I just don't want for my kids or for nobody else to be in a situation where years, especially with everything that's going on in this country, like you really, really need to be banking. Like you really need to be saving. I honestly, I, I don't even know if I could say banking, but you need to be putting money up for a rainy day because like I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about no politics and all that stuff like that, but times is just very hard for a lot of people, you know, and it hurts my heart to see, so many people just losing their jobs, People been working for years and looking forward to retiring and, a few more years left and then boom. But I do remember that because I had experiences like that too, where I had plans for things and it didn't work out for whatever reason. I done had companies that went and sold the companies to other people and then shut down. Like I got so much stuff I done been to. Anyway, I'm going off track. But I came across that I was feeling like, I'm gonna go on live and I'm gonna have a little conversation today. And I wanna tell somebody, let somebody know, like you are not a loser. The devil try to put that in my head, and I know he do that with a lot of people. When you see yourself at the point in your life where you feel like you should be better off or you should be better than what you are, especially when you you was on a roll to having like every all of your ducks lined up, like you know and then boom, something happens, and it's like you got to start from the bottom and try to work yourself up. Like I done had that happen a couple of times, but the thing is, you got to learn from your mistakes, and you got to prepare for whatever. You have to be prepared. But I'm trying to see what that
Do you
y'all
want a
bear with
chance
me.
to win one of
I'm sorry. Y'all bear with me. I should have had this done, but I ain't never prepared when it's time for me to get my stuff in order. But my caption says, I can't get it. Anyway, um, just no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're going through, whether it's a broken heart, whether it's um, loss of someone close to you, or a job, you know, I just urge you to just, to keep praying, keep your head up. Um, I had to realize, like, we're not meant to be here forever. Like, eventually, God is going to take us. So I just want people to love the people that's in your life. Like, you got somebody that's trying to love on you, that care about you. Take that. A lot of times we get upset because sometimes the people we want to love us is not loving us the way we want them to love us. But meanwhile, we rejecting the ones that is trying to love us. And like, you can't do that. Look, accept what it is. It is what it is. That used to be an old saying. It is what it is. Look, appreciate the people that you have in your life. The people that's ride or die for you. The people that's trying to look out for you. The ones that call you, check on you, come see you, or whatever the situation is. Like, appreciate that. Cause think, somebody out here don't have nobody. Don't have nobody. And they trying to navigate through life on their own with nobody to talk to, you know, no close relatives. Like, I've come across a lot of people that what they call the black sheep of the family. Like, people just don't mess with them like that. And for whatever reason, a lot of times it be because, you have one person in the family that don't care for them, and they just, they get the spread and stuff, and for it ain't nobody like them like that. So it happens. It happens. But if you blessed enough to have good people in your life that's positive. I ain't talking about somebody that's trying to pull you into some silly mess. I'm talking about positive people in your life that's trying to help you, trying to push you to be better, to do better. Hold on to that. It's rare, especially nowadays. It's very, very rare. So just realize, that's a blessing in itself because, like I said, somebody don't have that. But for anybody that need encouragement, you know, I'm trying to make the type of connection where people feel comfortable enough to come and look at my topics and learn something, and have a better appreciation for life. You know, one thing with me, I used to always um, look at other people, and if I'm looking at somebody like I for this, I'm gonna tell you this for example. I seen somebody that lost basically their whole family. Like, almost every year they was losing another close family member. Like, from the grandmother to the mother to the father to the brother, like their whole family. And it hurt me to see somebody. I don't think nobody deserved to experience that type of pain and trauma like that, back to back to back to back to back. Like, I I wasn't even in that situation, but I asked God, like, what is it you want them to to learn in this, like, for to lose Their whole generation of family members, everyone that was close to them, they lost them year behind year behind year. And like, I don't think it's a person out here that's that bad. Well, it may be, but I wouldn't wish nothing like that on anybody, to lose their family members like that. You know, that's terrible. That's terrible. But, you know, I lost my dad in 99, and a year before I lost him, we weren't speaking. Like, I wasn't dealing with him like that. Like, he wasn't trying to deal with me, and eventually I got it. And for some years, I wasn't dealing with him. But God had me on the way to the basketball court, to be walking through this block and see him in a broken down situation. Like, the last time I saw him, like, he was not like that. Like, he was up. He was fancy clothes, brand new car, you know, and to see him in a wheelchair and hunched all over and just dirty looking, and I was like, I didn't recognize him at all. And he hollered for me, and then I looked at him. I was like, my first reaction was like, "What happened to you? Like, what happened?" And he told me similar situation. He told me that because he'd been working on this job for probably like 30 years, and he told me that he got hurt. He got seriously hurt on the job, and he'd been out of work ever since. And he was living in that apartment that I saw him at, and he was struggling. And those family members that he was clinging to while rejecting me, all of them had disappeared, left him. He had no more money. He had no more. Everybody was gone. And at that point, that was my opportunity to make a decision. I could have said, well, that's what you get. Look what you did to me. But it just wasn't in me. It wasn't in me to see my father in that situation and not help him. And I'm glad I did, because that last year of his life, you know, I had a chance to get the closeness with him that I always wanted. And he even told me that he loved me for the first time in my whole entire life. I was about I was about 27. I was about 27. Hearing my father tell me he loved me for the first time, and I felt like a little tiny kid when he did it. Like, it's all I ever wanted. So I helped him, and we was together up until he passed away, and I felt good about myself because he had a lot of sickness going on with him, and I would have felt real bad if that man would have left this earth and I had turned my back on him. So, but when I look at some of the things that he did and some of the things that he went through, you know, I try to do better myself as a father. It didn't always go the way that I wanted to. Like, I mean, I made some mistakes and stuff like that, but one thing for sure, I never ever wanted my kids to feel like they was not loved. Like, I told them I love them so much. Lord have mercy. Like, I know they got tired of hearing it. Like, they grown now, and I still tell them. My son is 21 years old. Well, he be 21 this year, and I'll grab him and hug him. And when I do see him, when he ain't ripping and running, and I tell him I love him. I don't care. I don't care that you a grown man. I don't have no pride like that where I can't grab you and hug you and tell you that I love you. You know, that was a valuable lesson that I learned. from what my father probably didn't learn. He probably wasn't taught that by his dad. So for years, a lot of years, I blamed him for not being the person to give me the direction, to give me the guidance, to teach me things. But it wasn't until I got older and I started seeing myself not able to do some of the things that I want to do and seeing the disappointment in my kids' faces. It wasn't until then and when I started realizing that, you know, and then some of the things that I could have done, but I wasn't taught. So I'm teaching myself, along with some of the lessons that I got from, uncles or whatever. But I still didn't do everything the right way. But anyway, I'm going all the way around, but all of this stuff comes together. Listen, don't give up on yourself. Even if you don't have that father figure, that mother figure, or whatever, like don't give up on yourself. You know, I know that God got a plan for you. And I know the devil want to have a plan for you. That's why he'll get in your head and tell you that you're a loser. Like he tried to get in my head and tell me because because I'm not where I want to be at in my life right now, you know. And what's so crazy about this? Just I know it's the devil. That's why I wanted to talk about this. I know it's nothing but the devil. Yesterday, like I said earlier, was Resurrection Sunday. I felt so blessed and fortunate. Like I felt really good yesterday. I felt really good. And then today, it's like all of this depression just started coming down on me. I just started feeling bad about about everything. And I'm like, man, you shouldn't be feeling this way after feeling so good yesterday. How are you coming in here today and you having all of these negative feelings like this? And listen, I said I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna get on here because I know somebody is going through it. Somebody done been through it, and I'm gonna just put it out here. Uh, what was that? Cajun? What's up, Cajun? I'm trying to look at it on this other phone, and I don't have my glasses, y'all. So bear with me now. And I ain't got my secretary ain't in here. I can't see everything on. Okay, let me move this down. There's quite a bit up here. Um, what's that? Ben, what's up, Ben? Let me see. Somebody saying something not so nice up here. Well, I appreciate all of y'all for coming in and you know, chilling with me and listening to my stories. And I really hope that I can help somebody. I'm really hoping that these talks, these chats that I'm having can really be a blessing to somebody, encouragement to somebody. Like I will be getting back on my grind and um, putting some more of these stories up here that uh, can really help. Like I'm sure it's something in this list of things so far that I've written down that I've been through, and these testimonies. Like I'm pretty sure it can help somebody, and I'm hoping that I can, you know, uh, um, like I said, be a blessing. I'm hoping um, that I can be a good influence on everybody. I'm hoping that to be successful with this YouTube. I'm hoping that I can help somebody in some kind of way. And like I said on previous videos, like it's a lot of young men out here, and it's not just only for young men. So, ladies, don't think, oh, this a guy chat thing. No, this is for anybody that needs encouragement. Anybody that just want to talk, just want to listen, just want to chill. My content is for, for anybody. You know, I'm not trying to be negative. Um, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to work on my cussing. Like I mean, so far so good. I want to be positive in what I say. I'm trying to follow the guidelines as much as I can. I'm still learning. I'm a work in progress. That's what my caption said. I'm a work in progress, and I'm just hoping y'all stick around with me. I'm not trying to be negative. If anybody want to be on here and say negative things like that, like I'm not worried about you like that. Like I pray for you. I pray for you, you know. But it's too many people out here that need somebody that understand, that want to have somebody that they can relate to. It's too many people out here that don't have a friend. Don't have a friend. Don't have, somebody that cares about them. I care about people, you know. Sometimes I feel like I don't care about myself. And then I have to remind myself, like, you better than that. But one thing, I care about people. And I care about um, um, helping, helping people to grow and to be their best. And, if I can talk, talk or encourage in any kind of way, hey, that's what I'm going to do. I'm hoping something in my messages can be positive uh, for somebody there out there. I'm hoping to maybe one day even be like some of the other YouTubers, like have like meet and greets and stuff like that. Like, I would like to do that, and I see a bright future ahead. And hopefully I'll get the opportunity to meet some of my people that I came to know. Eventually, I'll start having as much as, I guess, if I start seeing your names, I'll start getting a little bit familiar with you after a while until it get to a certain point. Then you can't keep up with everybody, but I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time out to check me out, to listen to me. Like I said, I wanted to talk. I feel better now that I then had a chance to talk and get some stuff off my mind. Um, I feel like I will help somebody with this video today. I feel like I will encourage somebody in the right direction, and that's all my goal and plan is to help somebody uh, get over a speed bump that they going through. They may feel like they at a dead end, but you just only at a stop sign. And believe me, when you get your clearance, you're gonna be all right. But the key thing is learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. And if you're young, my advice will be to plan for a rainy day. Plan for a rainy day. I know it's you got so many fashions and this and that you want out here, and like everything is available. All of these different electronics and this and that and the other. That's fine, but plan for your future. Plan for your future. Some of y'all young people, like, and it's not all young people. Like I can relate to somebody that's even my age. I'm pretty sure somebody my age is feeling the same way that I'm feeling. And I'm hoping that by me opening up, that I can be an encouragement to them too. So it's not my channel is not limited. It's for anybody that needs love, need encouragement. Like I'm here, and I'm going to keep dropping these stories. I'm going to keep every chance I get do a live where I can have a little interaction time with y'all, and I hope that y'all continue to support me as I do that. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in and chilling here with Unc, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Let me go over this one more time before I get out of here. Make sure I didn't miss nobody. Uh, what's that? Carmelo is guilty. What's that young man that was on? He wasn't on trial, was he? Somebody said hi. Who was that? Alabug. I hope I ain't say that wrong. What's up to you? Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? I appreciate y'all coming in and checking me out. I appreciate y'all. And like I said, I'll try to do another live before this week is over. But in the meantime, like I said, I got a list of different things that I'm gonna put up here on my channel, and I'm hoping that it'll be some kind of encouragement, some kind of motivation. Um, you always can uh, leave me a comment. Like if you have any questions about anything, like I'm open to have a little, dialogue, little conversation. That way, um, however I can help, however I can be a blessing. And believe me, listen, it's not just me being a blessing to you. You listening to me, you been here for me as a blessing for me also. It helps me. It helps me to improve my confidence. It helps me to improve and let me know that you care. Somebody care. Other than the people that I know I have in my life that care. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all, but I ain't gonna stay on here long. I'm trying to keep it to a minimum. But I wanted, like I said, I wanted to reach out and let you know. Don't get down on yourself. If things is not going the way that you want them to go, whether it's relationship, job, finances, don't worry. Keep praying and realize, listen, I'm praying for you too because you are a winner. All right? You are a winner. And just keep your head up. Stay focused. You may be at that point, that stop sign in your life. But believe me, eventually that clearance gonna come and you're gonna break through and you're gonna be just fine. So just realize sometimes delay is not deny. So just keep your head up and understand that you are blessed. So I'm about to get on up out of here, y'all. Like I said, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the love and support. Um, leave your likes and comments. Um, I hope I can get more subscribers. Like I appreciate you all. Like share if you like. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate all the love. But till the next time we meet, I just want to say love, peace, and blessings. And that's period.